Okay, we should be good now. I'm going to make sure the audio works and then we can begin. One, two, three, four. Are we working? Okay, it's good. All right. Gonna get this set up in Discord and then we will begin. So we've got a normal 2-week stream today, weeks 16 and 17. We are at the final stretch of season number 1, or at least for regular season. But week 18 extravaganza will be sometime this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I don't really know yet, but yeah, week 18 is going to be crazy. The last week of a regular season every year is always super wild. So that should be fun. Today we're going to figure out what situations teams are going to be in, playoff-wise, and I guess draft pick-wise, going into week 18. What is going on, fellas? Welcome in. All right, so the two games we've got today, week 16, Tigers and Washington, and then week 17, Chargers and Pioneers, two teams that we have not watched yet. Week 18 of the playoffs will be separate, so week 18 gets its own stream. We watch usually 2 games week 18, and then we simcast the rest. As for the playoffs, we don't do polls. We usually watch every game, which I think we'll probably still do here. The wild card round is probably going to be 2 separate streams. I'm not sure if the divisional round will be 1 or 2. The conference championships are usually together, and then obviously the OFL Bowl gets its own stream. Brady versus the Tigers, or Brady and the Tigers, and Herbert and the Commies. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. Washington has a lot to prove, so do the Tigers. Can't wait to be 8-8 today. Relatable. So I guess, so everyone can get a refresher on what the standings look like. Nobody has clinched a playoff spot yet. You got some teams, specifically the 11-3 Pioneers, who are very close to clinching, but nobody is officially in yet. Both wildcard races are tight. Can't wait to be 4-10. Well, you're already 4-10, so if that's what you're so excited about, then there you go. So with the Tigers, they've been in a standoff in the AFC South all season. The Tigers have been ahead of everybody, but not consistently. They are currently a game over the Bison and the Jaguars, but the Tigers, although they control their own fate, they are still far from in, and there's not going to be a wild card from this division, most likely. So, yeah. As for the NFC East, the Washington football team went on their 6-game losing streak. They won a game finally, but they're still 7-7 on the outside looking in of the division and the wild card round. I think as of now, we're all obligated to root against the Commies. Go Tigers, go! Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri picks 2. I think that's the Commies. Yep, we are using the Commies. They don't have any fun jersey combos, so Nick just cursed us. Can't use it. Siri makes the rules around here, okay? Siri says all. All right, what jersey combo do we want? Because Apple isn't here. Do we want white? Do we want red? Or I guess burgundy? Is that the color that Washington uses? We could do all red. We could do red and yellow. We've got the alternate classic as well. Although it's not the cool one with like the feather on the helmet. Yeah, those like I think they're like black jerseys, and they have like I don't know if it's exactly a feather, but it's something in the old Maddens, and they were fire. 2 votes for retro, 2 votes for Color Rush, 1 vote for trash. I would say these colors are pretty trash. All right, so the vote is tied. So unless somebody else votes, I guess I'm the split vote. The retros look like, with all due respect, puke. So, Garrett votes retro. Looks like we're going retro. I have less of a vote than everybody. No, we're not watching the Giants. We watched the Giants twice last time. All red. That's Color Rush. So now we're tied at 3. And again, since I'm the split vote, we're going to do Color Rush. All right, Color Rush it is. We've got Thursday night. We have watched so many primetime games this season. I know we watched Washington in a primetime game against the Black Knights. I think that's when their losing streak started. Or towards the beginning of their losing streak, which obviously lasted quite a while. Washington went all in at the trade deadline, and unlike the Rams, it has completely backfired. And Washington probably needs to win out in order to make the playoffs. Maybe they can get in with 2-1, but I think it's pretty unlikely in a deep NFC. As for the Tigers, they are also 7-7, but they are in a far better situation as they lead their division by a game. Do we watch which game? The game that Washington lost against the Black Knights. That's the game I was referring to because I remember it was a primetime game. Or at least I remember it was dark. So I assume it was a primetime game. Yeah, this is your first time not in the NFC. Which, you're lucky, because I would love to be in the AFC right now. I feel like every year in the OFL, the NFC is better. Every year. Last year, the NFC was better. The year before, I feel like the NFC was better. The year before, if I remember correctly, the NFC was better. The NFC is just loaded every year. And so far in OFL 22, it's no different. So, next year I'm going to be an AL team. An AL. Wow, wrong sport. Next year I'm going to be an AFC team. I'm going to be... I don't know. It's February. I'm not thinking about OFL 23. All right, Jax, you have to win for the world's sake. I call being in your division. Again, I'm not focused on OFL 23. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I have to worry about my division because, geez, I'm probably not going to win it. I'll be better prepared for OFL 20. I feel like all of, at least last year, all of the newer coaches, OFL 21 almost felt like a trial run, and then OFL 22 was the real thing. Boomy specifically, because Boomy, at the start of OFL 21, with all due respect, really didn't have any clue what he was doing. And he improved throughout OFL 21, and so far here in 22, he's been pretty good outside of both of the Mahomes trades, which I think were both bad for the Tigers. They were both bad for the Huskies. But most of the new coaches this year, I think, have done pretty well. Although Madden dislikes some more than others. I refuse to be in Octi's division in any OFL in the future. How about I join a division with Madden's least favorite coaches? I would love that. I would go 15-2 every year, rather than 7-7 and struggling to win the NFC North this year. OFL 20 scarred you for life. Did I win that division every year, except for the last one because of that weird wild card race? Because that was the year I think the Rams won it. And the Rams made the OFL Bowl and lost to Naruto. Octi, Nick, Apple, and me. Oh, God. That would be quite the division. That would be must-see TV. Honestly, now that you say that, that'd be a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever been in a division with Apple. Nice touchdown for Josh Jacobs to put Apple's team on the board. But I don't think I've ever been with Apple. Last year, us and Apple were kind of rivals because we had the two best teams in the conference consistently, even though Apple's quarterback was my favorite player in the league. OFL 20, we were in the same conference, kind of rivals because we were both good, but again, not in the same division. And then 19, he was only there for 1 season. So, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. That was the year you went 6-0 and watched. Oh, yeah, I remember that. You guys were, like, unbeatable and watched. It's all coming back to me now. Fitting that you guys went 9-7 that season. I was napping through half of the fantasy draft. Yeah, your Daniel Jones pick in like the 4th round was interesting. And speaking of, Daniel Jones will be starting for the Bison this week, which is interesting. I don't think Tannehill's really been the issue there, but I suppose the Bison are just kind of heaving it up there. Whoever I'm in a division knows they're going to get smacked by you. Well, maybe that's because your division this year is like the worst in the league. I think the AFC South has good coaches, but the teams are just not that good. But last year, yes, you and your team were very good. Wheel spin for divisions for mass chaos. That's not something I'm opposed to, just like completely randomizing everything, but I also want to give people teams that they like, want. But that would be kind of a fun idea, to just totally randomize everything. Although I am a little bit worried that like maybe one conference is going to be more OP. Although the NFC is more OP every year, as I was saying like 5 minutes ago, so that wouldn't really change anything. Hey, we might be 5-9, but at least we beat the 2 teams that were undefeated, Washington and Cleveland, who are now free-falling harder than just about anyone. Although we're free-falling right with them, so they're not alone. His resume, 0 wins versus Nick as a coach. That's true. Nick definitely has Jax's number in head-to-head games. Good sack by Tack McKinley. You want the Bills. Well, maybe you'll get the Bills, but we're not drawing for teams until, like, we get to OFL 23. We're still in Season 1 of this year, okay? I know, obviously, we started a little bit late, but we're still in Season 1. You were free-falling Week 1. Yeah, I guess you guys were. Cap, where's the Cap? You have not beaten his team since you became a coach. Yeah, Chisholm has been... I didn't think he was going to keep it up for this long, to be brutally honest. I don't know if it's enough to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, especially with guys like Jameson Williams and Garrett Wilson playing really well. Chris Olave to an extent, too. But I don't know how many quarterbacks are going to be on the ballot. Boatwell won't. Malik Willis, maybe. And then Chisholm, had Chisholm played the entire season, he'd probably be the favorite. I don't know. We've got some tough decisions to make, which the award ballot will be right after Week 18. So I guess voting will kick off this weekend. Last time I checked, I have more OFL Bowl appearances. That is true, but you also have the same amount of wins. Goose egg. You have Nick as a coach's number. I mean... You beat him last week, so that's a start. I guess you guys probably didn't play against each other a whole lot last year. Because you were the Texans and he was Toronto, who was in the NFC. But you beat him last week. Start Hector Estrada. I guess it depends on Tom Brady. Brady usually takes 3 or 4 seasons to retire. In the Eagles series, it's 3 years in and he still hasn't retired. So... he might stick around for a while as we conclude the first quarter. The Commies are winning the battle so far, just like real life. But we'll see if the other side can try to do some damage. As Josh Jacobs is stopped. A good start to the second quarter for the Tigers. Devin White brings him down. Either way, I think Chisholm was a hell of a steal. He certainly was with his 90-something route running. Octi, no, too soon. You're right. That was way too soon. I apologize. Washington being up gave me an easy joke opportunity. Sometimes you have to take the layup, but you're right. So the Tigers have it back, moving from the subject. Christian McCaffrey with a nice juke move to the 46. McCaffrey really has not been all that impressive for his standards this year. It feels like he's had a lot of like meh games, which is why he hasn't really been on the level of Mixon and Chubb and Barkley. But he's looking pretty good today. Another nice run to the 34. If Christian McCaffrey can get going, this offense could be dangerous going into the playoffs. I thought that was intercepted. That could have been real bad, but instead it was caught by Mecole Hardman. Him and Jameson Williams have been one of the best receiving duos in the league. I would guess probably both of them have over 1,000 yards. McCaffrey is dunking on the commies indeed. He has been running them over past couple of plays. Tigers offense looks great right now. Chubb and Barkley have both been better. I would definitely agree. And McCaffrey was the number 2 overall pick in the fantasy draft, so obviously he has expectations to perform for this team. They do have Travis Etienne as well, but he gets a lot of his snaps in the slot. Chubb or Barkley in OFL right now? Probably Chubb, but not by a wide margin. Saquon played very well against Cleveland in a watch game. As the Tigers do get the touchdown, it is Jameson Williams. And it's now 7-7. Do you remember Tigers Chiefs from a few weeks ago? That was probably the best game of the year so far. Maybe not the most climactic ending, considering we had a Hail Mary at the buzzer, but that game was just great from start to finish. So now Washington has it back. The Commies. Start, bench, cut, Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. Do you want this season or do you want in general? Because those are two totally different answers. I would say this season, I don't feel good about cutting Giannis at all, but I feel like Jokic and Embiid have probably been better. I would definitely start Jokic this year. I don't think that's much of a question. But I'm not sure who I would bench and who I would cut. Because Giannis has been hooping, but Embiid has been hooping. I feel like I have to bench Giannis and cut Embiid, which I feel wrong cutting Joel Embiid. Because he has been the third best player in the NBA this season, but those two have been better. So I feel like I have to cut Embiid, but he's averaging damn near 30. And then in general, I would probably start Giannis, cut Embiid, and bench Jokic. So I guess I would cut Embiid both times, which I feel bad doing, but Jokic has been the MVP and Giannis is Giannis. So Giants-Browns was the best game. Yeah, maybe for you. I don't know about in general. That game was probably the worst game of the year. That game was hard to watch. The ending was fun. I'll give you that. The last, 3 minutes of that game was pretty fun, but the duration of it was just blah. Beats versus... Yeah, the other team was the Lions, who caught the Hail Mary. And fittingly, both the Beats and Lions seasons have gone very differently. The Beats are in contention for a top draft pick. The Lions are currently the number 1 seed in the NFC. So I guess that play was sort of a sign of things to come. Yeah, it was a good thing you didn't watch that game for your own sanity. It was a good thing. You don't want to go back to it. Because the Browns shot themselves in the foot so many times. And Madden kind of screwed you over per usual, which isn't surprising. Tigers are moving it. Their offense is playing well today. They started off a little bit slow, but here in the second quarter, Chicago looks very good. Tell me how EA messed you guys up and how you shot yourselves in the foot. So pretty much, if I remember correctly, I know there were some questionable calls with like players in. The play calling was questionable. It seemed like, at least in the first half, you guys didn't throw a pass longer than about 5 yards. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know there were some, like, what the hell are they doing moments. I feel like there was another play where, like, it was a field goal and the Browns shouldn't have kicked or something, or it might have been vice versa. I don't remember exactly, but I just know the Browns did something really stupid multiple times. That would have made you probably lose brain cells. I think he got it. He was close. But yeah, they're going to give it to him. That was the right call. Tom has been in the zone since like the end of last drive. And I don't know if he will after that sack. Tack McKinley now with 2 today. Remind me to fire the offensive coordinator. Part of it might also be Corral just being gun shy, which is like totally not Matt Corral in real life. I be jinxing Tom. Well, I clearly did there. For our sake, we need the Tigers to win. So I'm not trying to jinx them. I want the Tigers to win this game. Because Washington is one of like the 12 teams it feels like in our way of the playoff spot. That was ugly. That was a bad throw. So the Tigers are going to have to settle for the field goal. And the kick is good. And somebody got hurt. I think on Washington. We need the Tigers to win, not only for Octi, but for other reasons. Yes. The Tigers need to win for more reasons than one. But the Commies have it with 43 seconds and all 3 timeouts. That's a lot of time. As Herbert is going to launch a deep shot downfield, and it's caught by Metcalf. I really wanted to say something else there. I was going to say launched a nuke, but I feel like saying the Commies launched a nuke downfield probably would not have been the smartest idea. So that's why we're going to leave it at deep shot. Herbert now for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. A 2-play drive for Washington Commanders. Both caught by DK Metcalf. Why does it look like he was flying a plane? I'm really trying not to make jokes here. I'm really trying. As it's now 14-10. What's going on, Pokemon? Welcome in. Oh my god, what a hit! That caught me off guard. Holy cow. He just got rocked. I hate to be all the students in 2080 having to learn about the 2020. The 2020s is going to get like its own chapter. Where was, like, the meme? I think it was Bleacher Report. They had a meme of, like, that same caption, and it was a picture of, like, hold on. Let me try to find it. I imagine some of you guys probably saw it. Okay, what just happened? I was not looking at the screen. I was trying to find Bleacher Report. So, did Mecole Hardman just burn someone? I think that's what just happened. That would be correct. He dusted him down the field. Okay, where was the meme? I think it was like a picture of like LeBron holding a tablet, and then there's like people behind him all acting all surprised. Yeah, fitting picture. It's gonna take a whole school year. Yeah, really. Who was the corner? Who did Apple trade for? I know he is Desmond King. I want to say he is Casey Hayward too. So it was probably one of them. That's why you have all speedsters. Well, it worked on that play. It's always... yeah, we were saying this last stream, I think. Whenever I look down, something big happens. Except for when I look down on purpose to try to get a big play. Then it doesn't work. But other than that, yeah. So a pretty interesting first half. 17-14, including over half of our points scored within like the final minute. The Tigers, who are up by 3, will open up with the football. 18 on my team isn't alone. Yeah, Kyrie Irving had a little rough stream on Sunday. He got toasted a couple times. I know he got mossed on like back-to-back plays or something by Stephon Diggs in the Bears game. But yeah, this has been a good game. The Tigers have treated us to some fun games, which is good reasoning to put them on the ball in the future. Imagine someone watching this and their parents hear you say, the commies launched a nuke downfield. Oh, God. That'd be funny. Top 10 games of the season. Well, keep in mind, how many games have we watched? Did week 1 get its own stream? Or did I do 1 and 2 together? I did 1 and 2 together. Okay. So we've watched a game every week with a couple of simcasts. So I guess top 10 really doesn't say all that much. But top 5 maybe. That says a little bit more. Yeah, that's the meme. Bleacher Report had the original one, which, what a weird caption. Ravens and Browns was the definition of an AFC North matchup. That's true. One of the awards we had at the end of last year was Meme of the Year. I'm not really sure what to pick because I feel like there are a lot. Actually, no. I think we all know the answer now when I say that. Yeah, I think we have a pretty clear answer. And I think it involves the team wearing red. But I have to have other finalists, even if our choice is obvious. I guess the Brooklyn Beats in some way, their season's been kind of a meme. The Patrick Mahomes fiasco is probably in the discussion. The Hail Mary, again with the Beats, is another option. As the Tigers get another touchdown here with Jameson Williams. The Speedsters are definitely putting on the burners today. Pick Emmanuel Mosley getting owned by Jamar Chase. I feel like one of the awards we should have is like best play because there have been a lot of good ones. I mean, you could go with the Jamar Chase walk-off, the Jalen Waddle walk-off. J.J. Watt's hurt. The Hail Mary is probably the best choice, although the Browns have had a couple of wild endings in there. But I want to add a couple of like different awards, kind of like how I added Meme of the Year towards the end of OFL 21. I want to think of like, maybe do like a new award each season that's like kind of random. Maybe like the Eli Apple Award, like who talks the most smack and doesn't back it up. That'd be a fun award. That would actually be kind of fun now that I think about it. Which coach talks the most smack without having a good team? I think I'm going to do that. That seems like a fun idea. I wonder who would win that. Stupidest move of the year. That's a good one. Probably both of the Mahomes trades specifically for Boomy's perspective. Draft bust of the year. I feel like we can't really do that vote for rookies because a lot of them don't play. Got to be Jax's team is winning the division. If his team wins the division, then we can't really put him on the ballot. I feel like it has to be somebody who either is a user player and was bad, / didn't play, cough, Hector, or just a bad team with, like, expectations to be really good or something. The Eli Apple Award would be the perfect name for it, too. Ooh, nice little move on the punt return. I don't know who the punt returner is. Oh, that's McCaffrey. I guess I should have assumed when I saw the X Factor thing. I don't know if I would say Bakker talks smack. He did say his team would be a lot better at the beginning of the season. So he would probably fit for being on the ballot. But at the same time, I feel like once he knew his team sucked, he didn't really, I would say, smack talk. Although when they did go on their win streak, he got a little bit excited. So maybe. That was press conference of the year. That's an interesting one. There are probably quite a few. I could probably dig some up. I would say the dumbest press conference question, and everybody does this. I'm not specifically mentioning one person because, like, everybody does this. When somebody's doing their own press conference about their own team, what the hell was that? When somebody does a press conference about their own team, and then everybody who's asking them questions asks, "What do you think of my team? What do you think of my team?" I know everybody does that. So again, I'm not like going after anyone in specific, but I feel like that's always been funny. And that's not new to OFL 22. People have been doing that for a while. Even when, like, in OFL 20, when we did, like, the draft prospect interviews, everyone was like, "What do you think about this team? What do you think about my team?" So I would say it's almost just kind of funny at this point. Herbo is 11 for 12. Damn. Washington is far from out of the game, even though the Tigers have some momentum. If Washington scores on this drive, they're back in the game. Did you smack talk? I wouldn't really say you smack talked, no. Now that I think about it, I don't feel like there are a ton of people who, like, smack talk and have a bad team. I feel like everyone who does it is good. This year, at least. Although I thought about it, I could probably figure out a good answer there. Nothing there for Jacobs there. And Washington has some damage control. They're probably going to run one more play here before the start of the fourth. And there you go. So the Tigers add another touchdown. They're up by 10. They're in control, but Washington is not out of it. And if the Commies lose, I feel like they're pretty much done. Their season is essentially on the line this quarter. It's not talking smack if you can't back it up. Well, Eli Apple talked smack. He didn't back it up. So that's why I'm thinking, like, Eli Apple related. Because he definitely talked smack. And did not back it up at all. Hector was trying to smack talk and didn't do great in his debut. I feel like Hector would be a good one because he talked a lot of smack and didn't prove anything. But he also only played one game, which can go for him but can also go against him. Herbert is sacked on the play by Jalen Phillips, his second. We need the Commies to lose either way. Yeah, we do. The Commies need to lose for reasons that include the NFC playoff hunt, among other reasons. That's not the only one. 3rd and 19, do not throw a check down of a running back. He threw a check down of a running back. It actually almost worked, though. He gained 16. As Mike Williams is hurt, everybody's favorite locker room cancer, apparently. Washington's going to take the points. That's probably the smart call. You could justify going for it because it is 4th and 3, but I don't have a problem with them kicking. Love how people are united on Twitter into ratioing a certain country. I saw one tweet. It had like, I don't know, 500 likes, and then the ratio had like 18,000. That's like an all-time ratio. If they lose, do you win the division? No, because they're not in second place. Your biggest competition currently is the Black Knights, who are 1 game behind you guys, whereas Washington is 2 games back. So, you probably won't finish lower than Washington, so I don't really think you guys have to worry about them too much. Your biggest focus is on finishing better than the Black Knights. We need, like, the ultimate smack talker to join the OFL and just have a bad season. I feel like we've had that before, but I can't really think of, like, good... Ooh, Cobra last year. Cobra would be a good one. Cobra might be a good one this year, too, to be honest. What division are the Shamrocks in? I guess I'll type it. The Shamrocks are in the AFC North. And are tied for first with the Browns and the Aviators. Theo, yes! Perfect example. A lot of you guys weren't here for the Theo days. I was late OFL 20. So I guess the first, 6 months of the pandemic, he was quite the character, that kid. Quite the character. We'll leave it at that. He pretty much thought the world revolved around him and had probably the biggest ego on the planet. I have not spoken to that kid since he left. I wonder how he's doing. Because that would be a good year and a half ago at this point. Russia's handle on Twitter says, "Feel our warm welcome." Yikes. Over-under on 2 weeks on when Putin's going to make them change their Twitter handle to the Soviet Union. Or whatever USSR exactly stands for. I don't remember exactly, but something along those lines. First and goal. Brady is sacked. Is that McKinley again? No, it's Marcus Golden, who also is 2. Trash talked a lot when you were the Texans. Yeah, and you backed it up early because the Texans were good at the beginning, but then towards the end they weren't as good. Cobra smacks talk his own team. That's true, but I also feel like he smacks talk a lot of other teams, mainly because he... how many sacks have these offensive tackles allowed? Good God, 6. But I feel like Cobra, since he beats a lot of the good teams, he feels like he can, and I guess that is a good reason. But his teams also never make the playoffs or never get over the hump because they can't beat bad teams. Why would you throw it to the sidelines? That's like the single worst thing you could have done there. The AFC North has been weird like every year. OFL 21, the Cougars always won the division, but it was still always kind of weird. OFL 20, obviously we had Theo because he was the quarterback for the Ravens. Who else was in the AFC North in OFL 20? I don't remember. Meals was the Ravens' coach. Meal and Theo are like super opposites because Theo has the biggest ego in the planet, and Meals is the last guy who would start an argument. Union of Socialist Soviet Republics. Yeah, that. Where's Alexei Smirnov when you need him? Imagine Theo randomly joins a Discord after you talk about him. Oh, Theo knows that, well, Theo's probably forgotten about it at this point. But if he did, he probably would still hold a grudge, and likewise. Two-minute warning, the Commies are in trouble. They're down by 10. They do have all 3 timeouts. We've seen crazier, but it would take a lot for them to pull off this comeback. Herbo's going to launch on a bomb downfield. It's incomplete. Again, I wanted to use another word to describe that deep pass, but we're gonna be respectful. We're gonna be respectful today. That was a nice throw. Today was the first time I saw a country get ratioed, and to get ratioed that bad, 18,000 is what? 36 times bigger than the number 500? So that's like a ratio times 36. That is quite the ratio. That could have been bad. There were like 3 Tiger defenders in the area. Holy cow, there's 27 seconds left. It was just like a minute 30 seconds like a minute ago. I guess now that I say that, that kind of makes sense. Why are we throwing checkdowns to the running back, guys? They are just allergic to timeouts, I guess. They're just not going to use any of them. Herbert for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown at the buzzer, and Washington's only going to lose by 3. How about them apples? So their only hope is an onside kick, the quickest recovery ever, and a Hail Mary, or an onside kick for a touchdown, which might be their best bet. And that will not happen. It's picked up by the Tiger. Ooh, that was a hit stick. What if he fumbled it and Washington picked it up and scored a touchdown? That would have been nuts. But nonetheless, the Tigers win it 27-24. No matter what happens this week, the Chicago Tigers will stay in first place of the AFC South. The Washington Commies, meanwhile, fall to 7-8, and they find themselves in a little bit of trouble. Why is when the Cavs are finally good again without LeBron, World War III is going to break out? Right? It's like once all of the 3 main Detroit teams, sorry, Red Wings, when they all have bright futures, this happens. This is the first time, probably in my lifetime as a sports fan, that all 3 teams have optimism. So both quarterbacks played very well. Both teams ran the ball fairly well. Both offenses overall were really good. Certainly an offensive game, pretty exciting throughout. Liam Eichenberg allowed 4 sacks. Yeah, I think the Tigers could use an investment on the offensive line this offseason because their offensive line's been pretty bad in watch games. Your draft position is looking mighty sexy. Yes, it is. That draft pick of yours is getting better and better by the minute. All right, folks, that means it's sim time. If the Huskies beat us, I will play the full Trace McSorley song. That's how confident I am we're going to lose. Remember Billy? Billy Turner allowed 6 sacks. If you think William Eichenberg was bad today. Oh, speak of the devil, we got Boomy in here. What is going on, Boomy? God, Madden hates this team. How do you lose to the Panthers, who scored 16 in the 4th quarter? Yikes. Yeah, San Francisco's bad. They are bad. Carolina's no longer a shoo-in for the number 1 pick anymore now that they have 2 wins. 2 whole wins. Yeah, this game looks like a yikes. It's a tank bowl, and the Panthers may have won the game, but the Niners won the real quest. The Giants, the win streak has come to an end. They lose to the Bats, 33-36. Although Mac Jones was probably better than Dak Prescott, and Dak has been on fire the second half of the season. Jacoby Myers with another big game. Need to find a way to get your pick again. I mean, you guys have plenty of assets. That Wizards pick you have is probably going to be in the top 5. It's going to be better than your own pick. How did Kyer Elam get 2 picks? He just got benched. Okay. Whatever. All right, I'm going to get this on ready. I just have a feeling we're going to lose here.
Okay.
I can already taste it.
Despite the fact that he led his high school to 4 straight state championship game appearances, very few high major recruiters looked at the 6-foot-tall, 180-pounder and said, quarterback.
Throw it on a dime like I ain't even trying. Just a kid from Briarwoods, I'm wearing number 9. And Coach Franklin down at Vandy, flipped to Happy Valley. Now I'm coming back and got the natty on my mind. They can't touch my deep ball, every game I'm scoring. I'm your favorite quarterback, they call me Trace McSorley. Rep that blue and white, you know I do it for the glory. Pick up Trace McSorley, Trace McSorley. They call me Trace McSorley. I went out to the bar and I woke up in a sorority. Michigan defense softer than that cheesecake. Beaver Stadium, get loud. Home team 14 straight. And DeAndre going long. Back shoulder to Juwan. It's that Big Ten title season. Try to take me out too bad. We still got Tommy Stevens. Throw it on a dime like I ain't even trying. Just a kid from Briarwoods. I'm wearing number 9. Met Coach Franklin down at Vandy. Flipped to Happy Valley. Now I'm coming back and got the natty on my mind. They can't touch my deep ball. Every game I'm scoring. I'm your favorite quarterback. They call me Trace McSorley. Rep that blue and white. You know I do it for the glory. Baker won the Heisman. Next up, Trace McSorley. Trace McSorley. They call me Trace McSorley. I make these other quarterbacks look boring. I'm snoring. I came in as a starter and went 22-5. If you bring that blitz, I scramble out and let the long ball, I got no fear. Going into my 5th year, and I look back at 2014, thinking, how the hell did we get here? Saquon to the big league. Next up, Miles Sanders. And the Nittany Lions moving forward, while the Buckeyes going backward. Listen to the critics, they all say I'm undersized. If you want to win a game, then put your faith in number 9. And we coming for that title, best believe I'm gonna shine. I'm about to show Joe Moore why you should not leave me behind. They can't touch my deep ball. Every game I'm scoring. I'm your favorite quarterback. They call me Trace McSorley. Rep that blue and white. You know I do it for the glory. Baker won the Heisman. Next up, Trace McSorley.
We deserve that for losing. We deserve that. All right, next up, the Bison beat the Jaguars 24-16 in Daniel Jones' first start as a Bison, although he was outplayed by Zach Wilson. Is there a Tigers game today? The first game we watched was a Tigers game. You guys won 27-24, and Hector, unsurprisingly, did not play. The Jets lose to the Bears 24-27. That's a big loss for the Jets. The Bears still have a very slight shot. They're with us right now. They're 7-8 at the bottom of the division. The Cool Kids Club. Kellen Mond was very good. Elijah Chisholm, not so much. Jonathan Taylor was quite good, though, despite the loss. So the Jets are the Jets 6-9 now? Or are they 7-8? That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you guys are 7-8. The Lions beat the Black Knights 42-24. I think this means Detroit has clinched the North and is probably close to clinching the 1 seed. With the Giants losing today, I think it's definitely fair to say the Lions are the hottest team in the league right now. 3 touchdowns for Deshaun Watson, who's been playing out of his mind. Jalen Hurts did play quite well. He's definitely not the reason for the loss. I still think the Jets should probably roll with Chisholm going into next year, but yeah, he did not play well today. Jets should go 6-9-2. Well, they already have 7 wins, so that can't really happen. The Patriots have won 3 in a row. They beat the Aviators 38-14, including a 38-0 lead after the third quarter. Trevor Lawrence was quite good. Taysom Hill is like the most inconsistent player ever. This is why Carson Strong should start. You need a quarterback. Would you like me to play the song over again? After this, let's go back to our game real quick. I have something to show you. In case you think you need a quarterback. Just as a quick little reminder, 346 yards and 2 touchdowns on 66 completion percentage. That's all. All right, next up, I think, is the Pioneers. They have won another game, beating the Broncos 27-24. I imagine this means the Pioneers clinch the division. And with clinching the division, since Denver was second in the conference, I imagine the Pioneers would also clinch the #1 seed as well, if I am correct about that. Russ and Burrow both played pretty well. Mixon with 2 more touchdowns. Boatwell is not better than Chisholm. Boatwell has far more upside, but Chisholm has been better this year. I would choose Boatwell for the long term, but Chisholm's been the better quarterback this year. By a pretty wide margin. The Rams lose to the Seahawks, but only by 4. Seattle needed a 15-point comeback in the fourth quarter, so a loss, but a competitive loss for the Rams, in which Desmond Ridder played very well. The Rams have 2 wins. They are tied with Carolina, so #1 pick is probably going to be one of them. Do you still lead your division? Yes, because the Lions beat the Black Knights, so you guys are still a game ahead. John Ross and Marcus Callaway both played quite well. 2 touchdowns, I believe, for Cole Beasley. Aiden Hutchinson with a sack, the #1 overall pick. The Ravens lose to the Dolphins 32-16. Baltimore's now lost 4 in a row. And it seems like the Ravens' outside shot of getting in the playoffs probably has evaporated. Marcus Mariota played quite well. Justin Fields was sacked 7 times. How bad is the NFC North? The NFC North is quite good. With us and the Bears at the bottom at 7 and 8, and we're both pretty good teams. The Lions are the best team in the conference, and then you guys are 8 and 7, right? 8 and 7, I think so. 8 and 7, right in the mix. Devin Duvernay's been balling. He's had a great year. Obviously, a lot of sacks allowed, considering Fields was sacked 7 times. 3 for Hargrave, 2 for Chandler Jones on the Ravens. Shaq Barrett also with 2. Channeling our inner 2021 season. The Saints. This is like the most bipolar team in the league, I swear. The Saints are like so weird. They're good, but I also don't trust them. The Cardinals are solid, though. The Cardinals are quietly good. I think they now have 10 wins. Both QBs were pretty bleh. I feel like the Cardinals have gotten better ever since Carson Wentz got injured. You need Andy Morrison Jr. Yeah, you need Andy Morrison Jr. to play maybe fullback or running back. I don't know about quarterback. Because you've got Trace McSorley. The Seahawks won. The Shamrocks. Oh! Oh, look at that fourth quarter. Huh. Okay, look at Brady Boatwell. 3 touchdowns, 140 passer rating. Wow. That's something. Good for him. The Cardinals starting quarterback is Carson Wentz, but he tore his knee. So Tua Tagovailoa is now the starting quarterback. Quite the day for the AFC North. Jeez. Are you proud of signing up for college-level quantum physicist for my freshman what? I'm confusion. But, well, how is it disrespectful? The numbers show, we can scroll through the quarterback stats. The numbers show that Chisholm's been better. It's not disrespect, it's just facts. Eli Apple with a pick. Oh, boy. The Wizards lose, but they scored 31. How did the Chargers score 42 points, yet Baker Mayfield doesn't throw a single touchdown? That feels like the most Baker Mayfield type stat ever. I guess they ran for all their scores. Dalvin had 2, Mostert had 1. Brian Robinson, Drew Lock, and Alec Ingold on a combined 4 carries finished with 3 touchdowns. What a weird game this was. What a weird game. Wizards draft pick improves. Not that the Wizards own it. That belongs to Toronto. We showed all these teams, right? Yeah, the Aviators lost, Bats won, Bears won, Beats won, Bison won, Black Knights lost, Browns 21-10. Cleveland's offense has been kind of bad as of recent. Kind of bad. All of the Bucks' points were scored in the second half. Derek Carr played quite well. Matt Corral, not so much. Nice amount of yards there for Rondale Moore. Looks like the sacks were the issue. Carr was sacked 0 times. Corral was 6. 2 sacks for Hassan Reddick and Alex Highsmith. And an interception for Dax Hill. The Bucks obviously won. The Cardinals won. The Chargers won. The Chiefs lose to the Falcons in overtime, 27-21. What's your favorite basketball player? But give me wrong answers. Darko Milicic. Aaron Rodgers was quite good. Josh Allen was fine. Nobody ran the ball all that well. Marlon Mack finally back from injury with a nice 2.3 yards a pop. Chris Godwin scores twice. No Aaron Baines slander. We love Aaron Baines around here. The Dolphins won, the Falcons won, and that brings us back to Washington. LeBron James. All right, so before we check out the standings and whatnot, players of the week, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Kyer Elam, and Dexter Lawrence. Kelly Olynyk. No Kelly slander, although Kelly hasn't been all that great for us. Okay, can I do by division? Perfect. AFC East. So Elijah Chisholm, keep in mind, has started in 4 less games than Brady Boatwell. They average pretty much the same amount of yards per game. Same touchdowns. Again, Chisholm played in 4 less. 9 more interceptions for Boatwell. 11% worse. And a passer rating difference of about 25. Not to mention double the amount of sacks. What about the rushing stats? They probably won't be all that crazy because they're quarterbacks. Chisholm's are probably a little bit better. No fumbles compared to 1. Better yards per carry. More touchdowns. What do you think if the A's move from Oakland to Las Vegas? I feel bad for Oakland. They've lost 3 teams within the span of like 3 years, if that were to happen. That would just be depressing. Oakland's going to go from 3 teams to none. So there you go. Our first 2 teams clinched. The Pioneers have not only clinched a playoff spot, not only have they clinched the division, but they have clinched the 1 seed in the AFC. The Lions have clinched the North. Who lives in Oakland? Derek Carr is the only reason they relevant. Well, Derek Carr doesn't play for Oakland anymore, so. Second smallest school in the scoreboard. They were a smaller school. We ended up blowing them out by over double. And we're still getting hype every school. I had a stroke reading that last sentence. All right, in the AFC North, a 3-way tie for first between the Shamrocks, Browns, and Aviators. Everybody lost. Very AFC North type week. In the South, the Tigers and Bison both win. The Jaguars' chances look about dead. In the AFC East, New England and the Dolphins both win. New England's still a game ahead. In the West, the Pioneers have clinched for 1 seed. Denver's pretty close to clinching a playoff spot as well. Chargers and Chiefs both still in contention. Who is your rival? I would say the Bison are probably your rival. The NFC North has been clinched by the Lions. Huskies are kind of in the mix. Bears and Vikings, not so much. NFC South, Bucks and Falcons tied for first. Saints are only a game back. The Giants still lead the East despite losing. The Austin Bats have won 5 in a row. Look out. In the West, the Seahawks and Cardinals are tied for first at 10-5. As we look at the playoff picture. There you go. The Aviators are the only, not the Aviators, the Shamrocks are the only team in the North. No Aviators, no Browns. Interesting. The Panthers, they started off very poorly, yes. All right, our second game, we have the 2 teams we have not watched. the Los Angeles Chargers and the one-seeded Salt Lake City Pioneers. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 1. I think the Chargers are 1. Yes! We get to pick the Chargers jerseys. All right, we have a lot of choices here, boys. We have an overwhelming amount of choices. You can't speak English, clearly. My controller sounds so ASMR, probably because it's close to the mic. I put you guys on the poll twice. Just gotta rally the votes. Alright, so for the Chargers, we have all white. We have dark blue. What? We have navy blue. Blue and yellow. White and yellow. Or blue and white. My vote is for the Royal Color Rush. And we finally get to see the Pioneers' sick jerseys in action. See if they actually look like crap. Hot take, Saddiq Bey becomes the best Pistons player ever, while Cade... If that means Cade is the second best Piston player ever, then that's fine by me. Royal, Navy. Navy was my other choice. You guys know fashion. Although pretty much every jersey combo the Chargers have is sick. Going once, going twice. Royal it is. Those jerseys are cool. Nobody can tell me otherwise. The Pioneers have cool jerseys. I forgot they played in a dome. I feel like that's weird for Salt Lake City. Or is this the Canopy? This might be the Canopy Stadium. As we get a look at Joe. I'm sorry, I won't do that again. But these Salt Lake City jerseys honestly look good. I think they look cool. Pioneers are good. Thank you for getting it. Earlier in the game, I headbutted a dude's leg while diving for a loose ball. Symptoms went away after a minute. Thought you had a concussion, but the wind was knocked out. That guy's got to have a pretty strong leg. Saddiq Bey averages 30 next year and leads the Pistons to the 2 seed only to get knocked out by Kawhi Leonard and the Grizzlies. What a turn of events. I'll take it, though. That's almost exactly what happened in Season 2 of the Sonic series, minus Kawhi being on the Grizzlies and Saddiq Bey averaging 30. Never talk about uniforms again. They look good. They honestly look good. I don't know. They just go together. Brown is usually not a color you want on your jerseys, but it just looks... It fits. It flows. I don't know why, but it does. The Grizzlies are the most Kawhi team ever, where he doesn't have to, like, say anything, because he's Kawhi. That could have been real bad. Short throw for, I guess, Cooper Kupp, who does not get it. Sliding, going full speed to the ball, and he hit the big guy. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. This take should get Octi drafted. That way I'm going to have a lot more brown on my my uniform. It fit. Exactly. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks this. Nice hit stick. As we get to look at the Salt Lake City offense led by a quarterback, Joe Shiesty, who has been very good this season. 4,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's been balling. Your Wi-Fi is so bad it reset you back to the beginning. Huh. I called my teacher Joe Shiesty because his first name is Joe. That's funny. I would pay good money to see that on video. It was a parade to the free-throw line because they were all tiny except for one massive dude. What a weird team. Just have 4 point guards and then boom, there's like 6'5" center. Good run from Mixon, who, like his Joe counterpart, has also been darn good. Joe Burrow's likely an MVP candidate. Mixon likely an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. There's a reason why this team's a 1 seed. And probably the OFL Bowl favorites. It was a bunch of skinny people. Oh, even better. Just drive through them. I would probably rather play against a team of small people than a team of skinny people. Because a skinny person could still contest your shot, and I can't make a contested shot to save my life. Whereas when I'm open, the shot's going to go in practically all the time. So I would way rather play a small team than a skinny team. There are a lot of Joes, that's true. The Pioneers should tank now. Just tank the final 2 weeks of the season. Not like it'll hurt their seeding or anything. Oh, what a punt! Down at the 8. Oh boy, we got a booth review. So the question is if that's a fumble, and he's definitely down. Whenever Madden reviews a fumble, it always is reversed. Or should I say it's reversed like 95% of the time. Do you even realize what happened? No, because I wasn't looking at the screen. Again. That's why I didn't react. Then I looked up and it said 1st and goal, and I was like, what the hell? But, yeah, then I saw the review, and I was like, oh boy, it's probably, they're checking if it's a fumble. Nice sack for Leonard Floyd. Those helmets, again, I see why somebody wouldn't like them, but it just flows. They're just going to run it here with Dalvin Cook, try to avoid the safety. And he gets 7. Why is it a fumble if he's down? Because Madden sees that the ball is out, and Madden is stupid. So, that's my best explanation. Nice run up the middle for Mixon before getting lit up. The Chargers quarterback is Faker Mayfraud. That's totally his actual name. Another nice little run there by Mixon, proving himself earlier in this watch game. Mixon with another nice move. Although the Pioneers are 12-3, we have to keep in mind that we have not seen this team in a watch game. And all playoff games are watched. So I feel like we can't really call them the favorites yet until they perform in a watch game. So this is quite the perfect opportunity here for the Pioneers to prove themselves. How much longer till March 21st? I guess like 3.5 weeks. To Nova Scotia's COVID restrict, like all of them. So on March 21st, you guys are allowed to like go back to like normalcy. Is that what they're doing? He says it never. Madden sees ball out without even looking if he's down. Fumble. And they were like, maybe not. Maybe it's not a fumble. Brady shatters his skull, so they put Hector in against the Pioneers in the AFC Championship and leads a 28-point comeback. If that happens, I will buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey and frame it. No mask, no vaccine pass. Who calls it a vaccine passport? What? Why is Canada getting so fancy? It's just like a vaccine card. That could have been real bad. Face reveal. I've shown it a ton of times on the main channel. Everybody here knows what I look like, I guess except for you. That happens, you gotta stream OFL every day. I will stream OFL every day for a week if that happens. No, I'll stream it every day for a month. How about that? A whole month. Every day. We want... Well, the problem is my console is too far away from my desk. Otherwise, I probably would. But my console's on one side of a room, and my desk where I am is like on an... It's like... It's on the other side of the room, but they're not really directly facing each other. Yeah, I totally have a buzz cut. Yuck. I would look horrible with that. Two weeks until March break. Well, you guys are lucky. Lucky sons of guns. Oh, we played Detroit this week. Great. 7-9. Here we come. How come we were better with Ian Book as our quarterback? How does that make sense? First quarter in the books. The Pioneers lead 3-0. I don't have a buzz cut. That's a lie. I definitely don't. As everybody else in this chat can confirm. I would not look good in a buzz cut. Once you return, the masks are gone. We're doing like a mask optional thing, I think, in like 2 weeks. Feels like masks are practically optional at our school anyway, the way half of people wear it. But I think it has to get past the school board. I don't know how they're going to feel about that. Don't listen to him. He has a buzz cut. No, pretty much imagine Trevor Lawrence, but the hair is slightly longer and a good, like, 8 inches shorter. How tall is Trevor Lawrence? He's like 6'5 or 6'6. He's tall. Yeah, he's 6'6. So, Trevor Lawrence, but with slightly longer hair and, like, 9 inches shorter. A hot, buff, tall dude or a fat dude with a neck beard? Well, unfortunately, neither of those things are true. He's the fat dude. Yeah, no, I don't think so, unfortunately. Third and 5. Nice little first down there for the Chargers. The Pioneers, as good as their offense is, their defense is still a little bit questionable. They have a good pass rush, but I feel like they need to prove stuff. Octi is Andrew Luck with the weight of Zion. Yeah, no. Maybe the athleticism of Zion. That's a lie, too, I wish. Yes, I have Trevor Lawrence hair, but a little bit longer. You a baddie. Damn right. See, Hector knows ball. He deserves to be a starter. I've seen enough. Good run by Mr. Cook. Am I even here? Do I exist? You do exist. This is your first season coaching a bad team, and you kind of tanked in the offseason, so I'm not sure why it's a surprise. Made some good burgers. Now you're ready to watch OFL. Sit back, relax, eat. I'm not 5'3", unfortunately. Although Zion probably could jump over me, even at his current state. But no, I'm not 5'3". What team is Hitman Harry is in Harrison Smith? I actually don't know who is Harrison Smith. Who has Harrison? It might be the... I feel like it's the Chargers, but I don't think that's true. I actually have no idea. Who is Harrison Smith? As Burrow launches a nuke, and it is incomplete. Wonder how I got a 91 mark. So Canadians call grades marks, too? Yes, you guys did lose to the Panthers. You lost the game, but you won the battle. You won the Tank Bowl. No, I meant in the OFL who has Harrison Smith. Obviously, the Vikings have him in real life, but I don't know who has him in this league. I think that's what Boomy was implying. Wyoming is next to Ukraine. Wyoming is not next to either of those places because Wyoming does not exist. I am convinced Wyoming is not a real place, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Wyoming is not real. Grade, mark, potato, what? Canada is clearly weird. Instead of GPA, it's GMP, grade, mark, potato. Gets sacked by Joe Scobert. Why is he wearing number 2? I mean, wear what you want, but I don't know. He seems like the last player to wear a single digit. Third and 19. Baker breaks away from one sack, but still is brought down by Leonard Floyd. Forgot Delaware was a state. Delaware, believe it or not, is a real place. Wyoming, on the other hand, is not. Did y'all know Canada sells its milk in bags? What? Like the gallon cups are put in bags, or like milk itself is in bags? If you guys actually put milk in bags, then I'm legitimately concerned for the well-being of your country. What? Your district doesn't have GPA. Well, you're lucky. You guys must have grade mark potato, then. You must be Canadian. I've got to look up Canada milk. See what comes up. I'm legitimately worried. Yep, it's in bags. Holy cow. What am I looking at? Yeah, I've just gotten scarred by this. No, never again. I'm not looking at that again. Jeez. Do you remember, like, 2 streams ago, we were joking about Putin? I feel like I remember that, yeah. That aged well. That definitely aged well. I wonder, as Putin was planning out his attack, he just had an OFL stream up. That would be... obviously, it's not true. That would be funny. Can I mail you some of your hair? No chance. I'm good. Did a presentation on why Putin was a good leader. Oh, boy. That aged well. Your parents have never gotten bagged milk. In other words, your parents are sane human beings. Good throw! And it is a touchdown for the Diablo legend, Juju Smith-Schuster. Former OFL Bowl MVP. He was in. He was definitely in. Oh, yeah, he's good. Your grade in 8th grade math is what was that, like, slope? How do you get a 39 with slope? Yikes. I wonder what the teacher says about that today. The play stands, obviously. What a surprise. Putin saw your joke on him being scared of invading Woohoo Island and decided you're right. Yeah, no, he does not have the balls to invade Woohoo Island. No shot. He's not doing it. He has no shot against Matt. None at all. How'd you know it's slope? Probably because I have taken 8th grade math in my life before. It was not some... I wasn't guessing there. How do you pronounce poutine? I don't pronounce it at all because that's a Canadian thing. But if I were to pick, it's probably poutine. Hector did one of the assignments and then quit for the rest of the year. There you go. Matt would one-shot him. Yeah, he would. He would. He would have a sword in one hand, his boxing glove in the other hand, and he would wipe out the entire Russian army. They still have a minute and a half. The Pioneers could take a 2-score lead going into halftime, which would be a big deal. Who starts with the ball? I'm pretty sure the Chargers do, but I'm not 100%. You were in the dysfunctional class. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Don't think your grade has ever gone past a D-. Yikes. How are you in the OFL then? How would you have made it through college? Well, I guess your player went to Arizona State. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Arizona State is not the brightest of places. 3rd and 16, they're just going to run the ball. Oh, hey, Brian Burns did a thing. Even though you guys lost, he did a thing. Hey, am I wrong? Where's the lie? Why did Jalen Reeves-Maben a 13th? No Jalen Reeves-Maben slander. We love and respect Jalen Reeves-Maben around here. Only bright thing about Arizona is the sun. And the Suns, plural. Oh my, what a throw. He left him in the dust. I think that's Quez Watkins, it is. With a long touchdown for the Chargers, who will take the lead. That defensive back got toasted. Oh, it was zone. Well, that makes a lot more sense, but the safety still kind of got toasted. Yeah, we get the Kyler Murray jokes from the state of Arizona. There you go. And the Cliff Kingsbury jokes. Cliff Kingsbury's an underrated meme. Do not consider yourself in the OFL. Didn't you throw one in your first game? Maybe not. I thought you were like 15 for 30, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am wrong now that I think about it. That could have been pretty bad for Mr. Shiesty and the Pioneers. Should have been intercepted. Second and 10, Joe. Incomplete again. Even though there's 15 seconds, I feel like they should just take a shot downfield and not run it. I knew they were going to run it the whole time, but I feel like that's kind of weak. The Chargers are going to call a timeout. That's cute. They think they can do something within about 5 seconds. That's real cute. Oh, not even. They get 2 seconds. Yeah, they're just going to run the clock out. I should say hi, Mr. Shiesty, tomorrow. Yes. Put it on video. I need to see that. That sounds like gold. When did the Panthers win 2 games? Well, they won one of them today over the Niners. The other one they won like week 11-ish in that ballpark. But they got their first one about 20 minutes ago. There have been quite a few hit sticks today. Sadly, we can't film anything. Well, say F your rules. I'm pulling out my camera, and I'm going to do it. F your rules, OFL comes first. There you go. Mixon over 100 yards. He's gotten a lot of touches today, and he's made the most of them, although his team is losing somehow. 3rd and 8. Joe Shiesty with a shot for the heavens. It is caught inside the 30. What a play by, is that Boo Boo Schuster? Is that Diablo legend Boo Boo Schuster? No, it's Tyler Boyd. Good play for Boyd. But what color is my hair? I said I looked like Trevor Lawrence. That should kind of give you a hint. If I had black hair, I would have said Trevor Lawrence, but with black hair. And I definitely did not say that. I would look weird in black hair. I don't think I would look good at all. It is a color, yes. It's not transparent. It is a color. It's green. Imagine if I just showed up one day with green hair. Tipped and caught. I think that's Boo Boo Schuster to the 20. Do I dye my hair? Nope, I've never dyed my hair. It's naturally blonde. I'm not 4'11", damn it. I said I was 9 inches shorter, not 20. Burrow for the end zone. Nice catch. Oh, did he? No, he did catch it. That looks like Tyler Boyd doing the salsa. As the Pioneers are back up. Got your 2 numbers by luck. You originally had 24, then changed it to 9. Kind of like Kobe, but with an 8. 8's always been my lucky number. We went from Putin to OFL to Octi's hair. Yeah, it's quite the thing. Setting yourself standing next. Why would I do next to a door? What position? I am mainly a wing, probably mostly a shooting guard, because I don't have the ball handling or the quickness to be a point guard. And then at least on my previous team, I was probably one of the shorter players, so I was mainly a 2 guard. Shorter and can't ball handle. 2 things that perfectly go together. But I had my role. Just slinging it behind the 3-point line. What position? I've never played competitive football. If I did, I think I would be a really good corner. Like, whenever I've played like football for like fun, I've always done well as a corner. I feel like if I actually played football, I'd be a good corner. Which is ironic because, you know, my skin color. I had to go there, but yeah, I feel like I'd be a good corner. Ben Simmons is a better 3-point shooter than me. That's wrong. Okay, that's just wrong. No shot. I genuinely think, put us in a 3-point contest with the NBA line, I would at least put up a fight, and I would probably win. I can't confidently say I would win because I have not really used the NBA three-point line, but do I have a girlfriend? Next question. That's all. My lawyer has instructed that I do not answer that question. Your role is like a Dennis Rodman role. I respect that. I've always liked the high energy, puts their body on the line. I would say that's another thing I like about my game, along with my shooting, is that I'm the one who dives on the floor to try to get the loose balls. Just play Giannis defense, but miss every shot. I mean, there's a role if you can play Giannis defense. But no, I'm definitely not there for defense. Although I don't think I'm a terrible defender. I'm just not overly fleet to foot, which again for a guard is probably not ideal. It's not a perfect combination. But yeah, there's a loose ball on the first one on the floor. Shave your head, dye your hair, go to Moscow, say you're Vladimir Putin, and pull back the invasion. I would also have to look like I'm a good 50-ish years older or whatever. This Asian kid that basically maxed out his handles and has pretty good shooting, and you body him. Just body that fool. How old was I when I made my channel? 69. Always and forever. I'm 69. Putin is 69. It all is perfect. It's perfect. Leonard Floyd is hurt. That's actually kind of a big deal. He's kind of good. But yeah, always and forever 69. I came out of a womb 69. And I've been 69 since. I stopped the last season I played baseball was probably right before I made my channel. So I guess YouTube was kind of the death of my baseball career. Which is a shame, because elementary school me thought I was going to be in the MLB. But I would say I was probably best at second base. I wasn't really a shortstop. I wasn't big enough to be first base or catcher. And I wasn't usually an outfielder. So I would say mainly second has probably been my spot. Although in 4th grade, I was a demon pitcher. I don't think I ever pitched out for 4th grade. But yeah, in 4th grade, I was a beast on the mound. Octi is a shorty with a trash arm. I have a pretty good arm. I just don't have the range to play short. I think I could play third because I do have a pretty good arm. But no, I'm no Fernando Tatis out there, unfortunately. Do I have my license? I do not. I cannot drive. Vroom vroom. You're Mexican. I feel like we went over that. Pick up a bat, pick up a glove, and play baseball. Hey, Sweat is hurt. I'm used to it being Josh Sweat injured. Every Eagles episode that happens. Well, I guess not anymore now that he's not on the team. But now it's Montez Sweat who's hurt. Am I old enough? Maybe. Perhaps. Stopped right when the pandemic began. Played 13 years. Damn. How many seasons did I play? It wasn't 13. Yeah, it definitely was not 13. Utility guy, but played like a stereotypical outfielder, fast, great defense, great contact, average arm. I would say when I did play baseball, I had a good arm, good contact, pretty much no power, and I was pretty slow. I would say I've gotten a lot faster over the past 5 years. Now I would say I'm pretty fast, but in the past I was slow. I remember, like, my best year, I, like, messed up my ankle. And whenever, like, I was out of the batter's box going to first, it was like I was lugging a piano on my back. I was like a snail. How is that racist? I just said you should play baseball. It's fun. You compare yourself to Mike Trout. I respect the high ambitions. I respect it. Joe Mixon scores. The Pioneers are up by 10 with how much time? We're sitting 7 minutes. Your field is also where a college team plays, so the field is huge, but you've gotten like 7 to 10 inside the park home runs. I am jealous. Yeah, I've never been close to a home run in my life. In like a competitive baseball game. Good contact, zero power, decent speed. Yeah, that sounds a lot like me. Seen a kid fall during first to break his leg. Oh, that's fun. I bet you foul out of... What? I haven't played a baseball game in like 5 years, so first off, no. Second of all, fouling out is not a thing. Unfortunately. Oh, unless you like hit it out of play and it's still caught, then I guess, yeah, it is a foul out. I remember my biggest fear was always, like, striking out looking. I never struck out looking. Like, if there's 2 strikes, I'm swinging. I don't even think my play discipline was that bad. I just, like, once there's 2 strikes, I'm hacking. The big trash kid who didn't have a set position, but got better and added a lot of power. Yeah, that's pretty much how my basketball career arc has gone. Because I used to be awful. I was dreadful for a long time. And then I became a good shooter. And every team can use a sharpshooter. Saw a kick at line drive to right to the face. Oof. That's a yikes. Only time he struck out looking was when the ump was trash. Yeah, I never struck out looking at all. One time I got like 5 techs. How do you get 5 techs and stay in the game? Those refs you must have been bribing them. Jeez. You were way too patient. I feel like, or at least when I was younger, everybody was too patient. Or at least everybody was scared to swing the bat. And I didn't get it. Because, like, you're playing to swing the bat. I'm not going up to the plate trying to draw a walk, okay? They kicked you out? Yeah, I would think if you have 5 techs, jeez. They had security escort you. Good! As it should be. Tee him out of there. Your coach just told you to foul the ball out of them even if you were going to get thrown out because we were losing. Huh. Well, I guess that's one way to play to your role. Just try to find their worst free throw shooter and play Hack-a-Shack. No, we're family friendly here. I actually care about being able to stay on the YouTube platform. So, because of that, I just like to be safe rather than sorry. Just went for the ball every time, but was bad at shooting. Yeah, that's how I used to be. Although, even so, like, before I became a good shooter, I just had... I really was... I don't think I did anything good. I was just there just to have fun. And try. And score maybe, I don't know, 3 baskets a season. I feel like as no one is paying attention to the game, we're just talking to Octi. Yeah, that happens sometimes. But it hasn't been that bad in the game. It's only a 7-point deficit. Starting to be a really good shooter as you move to the wing spot instead of your current spot of being a big or a forward. Got into scrambles over the ball. Fight, fight, fight. This is not family friendly no more. No, because my game is dirty. My game is dirty on the court to those defenders. That doesn't really make sense. Oh well, I'm just going to rock with it. Airball 3 throws, get the ball stuck to the side of the rim doing layups. 3 throws and layups are 2 things I'm also good at. Like, since I would say I'm a sharpshooter, I don't get to the line a ton. But when I do, chances are they're both going in. And then for layups, even though I don't get to do it in, like, games a lot, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've got some jelly. Obviously, I can't dunk. Shocker. But I have some jelly around the basket. Your team is really biased, but it's also really good. Want to just try to take over Howie's job? You take over Howie, I take over Brad Holmes. There we go. The Chargers could drive down the field and tie the game. Last baseball game, he got targeted by the pitcher, walked and had a stare down. Ooh, fight, fight, fight. What's T-Law's height? T-Law's about 6'6". Okay, seriously, who is out deep on coverage for this team? That's the second time they've gotten burned. You know, I would say, I obviously can't dunk. I would say I can probably touch like a 9'6" rim. Because my basketball net's like, you can change the height so I can see how high I can get up. I would say I can dunk on probably the highest around 9 foot, maybe a little bit more. The highest rim I can touch is probably not much more than 9'6". So I would say I'm not all that close. Want to tear a rim off eventually. There you go. Got bunnies, but you can't keep a ball in your hand. Yeah, I can't tell if I'm like good at jumping compared to other people or bad. But I definitely do clear Ben Simmons. Oh, what a dot for a touchdown! So Cooper Kupp ties it. Got to give the Chargers credit against a good Pioneers team. They're taking it to overtime. You don't want to end your finger as Gerald Green. Did he lose his finger because of dunking? Or was that just like a coincidence? That he was a good dunker and had 9 fingers. That'd be something if he lost his finger because of a dunk. He did, huh? Love how 0 Fs are being given about the game now. Yeah, pretty much. I'm fully expecting Joe Burrow Hail Mary now that we're not even focused on it. Playing first, you were standing on the bag because the hitter was slow and grounded out. The dude trucked you down. That's got to be an ejection if he just trucks you. So we do have overtime. Will the Chargers be smart? Tails never fails. Tails never fails. The Chargers were smart. Good for them. Good for them. The Chargers were wise. They picked tails, and because of that, they get the ball first. If the Chargers win, I'll ask her out. Oh boy, we need proof that they pull this off. We need proof. Had to play a full season with a messed up calf. I feel like every game in practice I had for my recent season, I always got like a new, like the smallest nagging injury. Like it was never a big deal and it never bothered me. But it seemed like after every game or every practice, something new came. Like I banged my ankle or I rubbed my knee on the floor or something. It was something new every time. Octius Josh Sweat confirmed. Yeah, but I actually played. I didn't have to miss any of the game because I had a scraped knee. One time, I had just finished calling a game for school, and I like walked to practice, and it was dark, and like it had snowed that day, and I had slipped like 5 times, and the last time I fell, and I hit my elbow pretty badly, and it was like in a lot of pain for a good like 10 minutes. So I was like, oh boy, I must have did something, and it ended up being nothing. But yeah, that was fun. Being paranoid for 10 minutes in the freezing cold, walking to practice thinking I totally messed up my elbow. Who is this kicker? Matt Legerson. Who is Matt Legerson? That's a new one. Not major. Yeah, I've never had major injury yet. I seem to get small stuff that heal quickly, but I've never had like a broken bone or anything. I've been lucky. Crazy chase down block. Dude got frustrated. And while I was still in the air, his teammate came behind me, pushed me, and I hit my head on the floor. Oh boy, that sounds like it should be a flagrant and a toss. Yeah, that guy should be tossed out of the game. Never had a major injury, played in every game possible against your family. Exactly. Like, if it's a major injury, obviously I'm not going to be stupid. But even if I had, like, something small, I'd pride myself in, like, just sucking it up. Although I've never really... I can't think of a time where I've been in, like, legitimate pain while playing a sport, even if it was, like, a small injury. Are you waiting for NFL 2K? I've got to see what the game actually looks like, because I don't have a ton of optimism about it, only because I don't know like what the licensing rights or whatever for are on it. So I don't know how good of a game they can make, or at least how good of a franchise they can make. But if it's a good game, obviously I'm gonna buy it. Bruised both of your wrists once, but played through it. Yeah, both of them must be pretty rough. He got tossed and he got suspended. Good, as he should. Remember when you played sport, you got the ball, threw it to first to turn a double play? As soon as I threw the ball, I got hit sticked by this kid going to second. Was it like dirty, or was it just like him running in full speed and like he couldn't really stop? When your relative was talking mad trash and you struck him out twice, drag him. Probably played baseball with like a rolled ankle, bruised wrist, and ingrown toenail, but that's the most you've done. Yeah, like in 4th grade, I think it was like a Memorial Day party. I was in like a bounce house and I messed up my ankle. I don't know exactly what I did, because it was bad for like a month. I only thought it was a rolled ankle, but to be honest, it was probably worse, because it was bad. So that's when I was at my slowest. And back then, I was slow. Him running at full speed. Okay, that makes sense. Because when you're going to second, sometimes that just happens. Once got hit twice in one at bat while he played whip pitch. What's whip pitch? Can't say I've ever heard of that one. Got hit in the fingernail. It fell off and bled. Oh, that's fun. One time I accidentally hit myself in the face with a ball out for the season. How are you out for the season when hitting yourself in the face with a ball? I would say if it's a baseball, I'd get it a little bit, but you have said you've never played baseball, so there you go. Struck a guy out and was excited. Apparently the opposing parents were mad, and I had to have good sportsmanship. What? So you were a little bit excited, which makes sense, and the parents were losers. Cavs, Pistons. Yeah, that game started at 7, right? Does Cade already have 20? I bet he does. Oh, he has 0. Cade is the only one with a stat right now. Therefore, he's the best player on the floor. He's better than Mobley, better than Garland, better than Jared Allen, better than Jeremy Grant, better than all those scrubs. Basketball, my teammate shot it, so I ran to box him out. He bricked it so hard it bounced off and broke your nose. Huh. The parent said mad emails to your coach. Yeah, then they're weird. They are weird. I cut my toenail trying... How do you cut your toenail trying to put fries into a basket? How does... Oh, I guess, like, did you bang your foot or something? Or hit it with, like, something warm? Bounced off the front of a rim. Well, if it bounced off the front of a rim, it couldn't have gone down that fast. Is softball the speed of a hardball but a slower distance between the mound and the plate? So that would hurt. Fingernail. That makes a lot more sense. I was going to say, how are you cutting your toenail? That would make no sense. But yeah, that seems to add up. Once dropped a weight from my foot and almost lost a toenail. That sounds brutal. The Chargers can win the game here. They can shock the world with a 46-yard field goal, which is no guarantee. And the Chargers pull off the upset. Both games ended 27-24, and both of them ended on the last play of the game. What in the world? What did I just do? Oh boy. The game. Why do we have the kickoff? Madden, what do we have in store here? Game's over, right? What are we doing? What is happening? What is happening? How? What? So it's just not over? Huh? That was not the first possession of overtime that the Chargers scored, by the way. Oh, they might not even snap it. Oh, I've seen this glitch before. They're not even going to snap the ball. Oh, boy. They're not even going to snap it. Okay. Well, I think the only thing we can do now is to quit out of the game, which would imply I would probably have to restart the stream because there's no play clock, so they're not going to snap it. So, we're going to quit out of the game, which means I'm going to have to restart. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. If the game doesn't save, we'll force win it for the Chargers. If it does save, then we'll just hop back in. So, hopefully it all works. I'll put a new link in